unless we need to communicate with them. I just wanted to make sure they had the signal. Got it? All right, we're going to take the stream live in 3, 2, 1.
Your camera is on. I can. Stand by. Hang on. I'm going to go to the bar camera. And bar camera is live. Okay, coming back.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We got enough going on without it.
Do you want to kill it from the board?
It's coming in here. We got to do it here. Yeah. Just off. Yep.
So he's good?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Scott, let's go ahead and just put just USL stuff.
Yeah.
But we have a little program on it. Yeah, I do. Tell him shut up.
Tell him.
When they start talking, Scott, we'll leave the shot up for 15, 20 seconds. I'll have it fly them off. And I'll go to
This other stuff, yeah.
then I'll text you.
So you're going to start here?
We'll start here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Aztex are really rushing. I'll tell you what, when I get off the camera, Dustin, I'll have you just pick out some of the Aztex players. And Dustin, you can talk.
Yeah, you're off, Dustin. So you know.
Pretty saucy best in there.
Yeah, we'll just have to do the best we can. We'll get their behinds.
They kick in and they freeze.
Yeah.
Better baseball hats. We got about 2 minutes. Yeah. You not seeing it? Yeah, it's hot, it's panned. If I click here,
do the open.
Okay. You ready, Kit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, stand by to fly top of page off. All right, Kit, here we go. I'm going to count you down from 3. Stand by in 3, 2, 1.
Good evening and welcome to Asagi, Austin, Texas, Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, home of the Austin Aztecs, as they take on the visiting Tulsa Roughnecks. Tonight's USL Open play, as we said, 72 degrees, scattered showers here in the capital city. Looking for a great matchup. We appreciate you sticking with us through the lightning delay. Kit McConico, Arch Bell with you. Arch, these two teams, they know each other very well. They've already played here in the season. They've got a victory on the other's home ground.
Yeah, that's probably one of the more interesting aspects of this contest coming into tonight is the fact that Austin early in the season went up to Tulsa and got a win there, while it was Tulsa here in Austin over Memorial Day weekend collecting a 1-0 win on a Sunday matinee, I guess you could call it, an 11 a.m. kickoff after the match was delayed for lightning and rain from the previous Saturday night. So something's got to give here. The Aztecs looking to become the first team to win at home in this series so far.
Well, that is the storyline. How much can change in a month? Last time the Aztecs were at home in Austin, well, they were playing down at historic House Park in central Austin. House Park, well, about 10 feet underwater the day after that match on the 24th of May. Moving up here to Round Rock, beautiful Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. You see the fans. They are here early. They are ready, regardless of the weather. As we now take a look at the keys to the game. And first, well, it'll be for the visitors from Tulsa. Well, they've got to continue their streak, as we mentioned. They've got the W here so far. A tough loss last week in that Oklahoma Derby, falling to Oklahoma City Energy FC.
Well, one thing about Tulsa, this is a team capable of bouncing back and capable of scoring a lot of goals. They know how to pour in the goals, specifically, it seems, against the Seattle Sounders 2 team. But this is a team with a lot of firepower, and that's what they'll be looking to do tonight.
Now we take a look at the keys to the game for the host Aztecs. As we mentioned, on this new venue, this new turf here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. And with that new home, well, there's a new opportunity for the Aztecs.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got it's a much wider field here at Kelly Reeves as opposed to House Park. So that could be of benefit to the Aztecs. Some of their speedy guys out on the wings be able to stretch the field and use that to their advantage.
Well, the other key is obviously goals. The Aztecs, they are led by Chris Tierpak, 6 goals and 13 starts. Drew Yates also starting up front. He has 2 goals. The question is, who can help Tierpak shoulder the load finding the back of the net?
Yeah, that's a big challenge for the Aztecs, and just scoring goals, getting that consistency in attack.
We mentioned a few players. Now we look at the key players. And first, well, for the visitors, Tulsa Roughnecks Stephen Miller. And as we said, this young man, he likes to find the back of the net against Austin. He's not starting. He is one of the substitutes, so we'll have to see if he comes in. Another very interesting substitute, Mason Grimes, which just with the national team of Guam actually helped them pick up their first 2 qualifying victories ever in World Cup qualification play. And think about this, Guam, a population of 160,000 people, beating India, a population of 1.2 billion. Now our key player for the host Aztecs, and well, the man coming back from the injury from the Gambia, still looking to get back to 100%.
Yeah, Saini, once he finds that form, he's really a good danger man for the Aztecs in attack, and he'll be looking to make that happen tonight.
Well, Toure will be starting up front on the right as we now take a look at the starters. And well, for the team from Tulsa, you see, as we mentioned, Lubin, he started every single game. So good is the 6'5" goalkeeper in the back. Keep an eye on the guys in the middle, including Miller and Jimenez, always dangerous.
Yeah, and looking at this lineup for the Roughnecks, obviously some tweaks and some changes, but certainly there's so much talent. Lubin, though, so solid in goal. Really impressed watching him, the way he's able to command his area very well there in defense and in goal.
And one man not on that list, as we said, a few changes since we've received the starting lineup. Adam Black, former Austin Aztec, he will start really the third man in that 4-3-3 up front for the visitors. Now the starters for Austin. We mentioned Toure on the right, Yates in the middle, Tierpak on the left. That is that trident up front, but it's the 3 in the middle that really work things, Rocha, Guadasi, and Mossy.
Guadasi, I absolutely love his game. I love watching him. Just a nice safety valve for the Aztecs to have. The game seems to slow down whenever the ball finds Guaraci, finds his feet. Things kind of calm down. Sometimes the game can get a little frenzied, a little out of control where nobody's possessing. Guaraci slows things down for the Aztecs, a key player.
Opening kickoff coming up next between the Roughnecks and the Aztecs. Moments away from the opening kickoff, and the head man for the Austin Aztecs, Paul Dalglish, with some final words to his squad. Well, this match of paramount importance for both of these teams. Austin, they've scored just 3 goals in their last 4 USL matches. They've dropped 4 of their last 5 league games. Need to get to 3 points. Tulsa, they're in the same mind. You see the visitors there in the white trimmed with orange. This is a team that their next 4 games are going to be at home back at One Oak Field, but they like to start that off with a victory here in Austin.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember for Austin Aztecs fans is, some of these Austin Aztecs players who were with Austin either last season or the previous couple seasons who played in the PDL, this USL season is a lot longer than the PDL season. So who knows, maybe this recent rough patch for the team has maybe a result of fatigue or whatever. You're in the summer months, things are hard. But there needs to be a turnaround here. The Aztecs really could use this a win tonight as a catalyst for bigger things during the summer and to start collecting some points so they can move back up the standings.
Well, you saw Zach Lubin, the captain, in goal for the Roughnecks. And there is Mazi Giorio, the man from Prince Edward Island, along with Drew Yates from Severna Park, Maryland. Yates so impressive as that striker up front. And we are underway from Austin, Texas. The Roughnecks and the Aztecs. Big game here, and you talked about the width of this field, something the Aztecs, well, they're used to. They practice here on this pitch, but playing at House Park, the historic House Park in downtown Austin, built in 1939, much narrower, and see if the Aztecs can use that to their advantage. They'd used the narrow width very well at home and posed a bit of problems for the visiting teams, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, watching, comparing the Aztecs playing at House Park to here, I mean, it's almost like a Cadillac that they're playing on. It's the Cadillac of soccer fields. It's so wide. See if they are able to adjust to it. Like you said, they practice here, so it shouldn't be too much of an adjustment, and they should be able to do fine.
We saw the starters as the Aztecs send that one in. Lubin gets his first touch. No trouble for the big man clad in green. You see the Aztecs in the home navy, going from left to right here in the first 45. The visitors from Tulsa in the white. The ball flicked on, looking for black up top. Cody Larendi, the man from Florida, gets the start between the sticks for the Aztecs tonight. Devin Perales got their straight red card in the loss at the Portland Timbers 2 last week. Going down is Tierpak. Referee says play on. Tierpak unhappy with it there, but difficult to get a call like that in the second minute.
Yeah, I don't think maybe the field's a little bit slippery, but for me that's not a penalty. I think that's just a ball contested by both players, and fair play there.
Well, we mentioned Perales. Perales, the second best save percentage in the USL, fifth best goals against average. Certainly a loss in goal. Ball played to the far side. Beautiful movement. You see it moving quickly across the synthetic surface here. And just enough moisture. That ball's going to skip very fast.
Kind of fizz along the surface of the field here at Kelly Reeves.
All down the far side, as we said. It's Lori Black and Bardsley up front. Jimenez, Bond, and Bell in the middle of the park. All the way back they go. Both teams trying to establish something early. Welcome in all the fans there back in Tulsa. And a special hello to the Roustabouts. A special thanks to the Roustabouts along with the Roughnecks hosting an official watch party. And Lefties on Greenwood right across the street from One Oak Field. And our most sincere thank you, our most heartfelt thank you, Roustabouts raffling off a Zach Lloyd autographed FC Dallas jersey. And well, the proceeds from that are going to benefit those affected by the devastating floods right here a month ago in Austin, Texas. So thank you again to those wonderful fans, the official supporters group, doing such a great job, especially Zach Easton and his brother Jesse. Thank you very much, gentlemen, from right here in Austin, Texas. So Lubin, he's seen the ball twice. His counterpart yet to make a save. But the majority of this play still in the center third. And Arch, it appears the Aztecs having a bit of trouble adjusting to the width of this pitch, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe so, just early going, feeling everything out, as opposed to the narrow confines of House Park. But I think it's, they should be able to get adjusted this year pretty quickly and after the early going.
As we mentioned, the third meeting of the season between these two. The Aztecs got the 2-0 victory in Tulsa. The Roughnecks, they had the 1-0 victory here in Austin just under a month ago. As you would expect, neither one of these teams characterized as high-powered offensively, more defensive-minded. Not to say they can't score goals, but they certainly don't like to concede them. Ball played up, looking. Through the middle it goes, and Larendi, the big man from Florida, gets his first touch, clad in the red. And out to Gunderson, the Henderson, Nevada native, USL Team Member of the Week for last week. And Gunderson, well, that prototypical new back, likes to press forward, likes to start the offense.
And watching Tulsa, what's interesting about Tulsa, for example, when they played Portland, the Portland Timbers 2 team at home, certainly created plenty of chances, just not able to finish them.
Bardsley across the face of goal, opportunity here, knocked away. And the first save comes from Larendi, up to the task.
Well, there you go, right there. There's the opportunity there at the back post. Ball swept across, and Larendi was right there to parry it to safety. But what a great chance there for the Roughnecks.
Yeah, Larendi, so impressive, as is Devin Perales, the Aztecs' frequent starter. Larendi, he started 5 games, played in 6, averaging a 1.99 goals against average. Save percentage of just under 66%. The Aztecs so lucky to have 2 quality goalkeepers. Trying to establish a little possession. Rosaboom, the captain. Now to the big Brazilian Guaraci, to the far side, looking for Ambrose. Ambrose surveys. All the way back. Fernando Chimbo. The 2 Brazilians, Guaraci and Chimbo, on loan from Curitiba. The Aztecs, well, they have an affiliation with Columbus Crew SC of the MLS, also an affiliation with Curitiba, the Brazilian First Division. Those 2 players coming up here and, well, paying some major dividends early on in their Aztecs career.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, especially Guaraci, like I was mentioning earlier, just a very composed defensive midfielder. Just a nice safety outlet, especially for that midfield. They can always just play back to him. Also provides really good protection for that back line.
Rosaboom, the new father, the big man from Iowa. The Aztecs taking some air out of it, very content to control possession. This is what they want to do, really dictate the pace of play.
Yeah, this is nice here from the Aztecs, establishing possession, a little bit of control, set the match to their tempo.
Guaraci. Tarosha back to the Brazilian. Thinks about the shot from distance, will take it. Deflected, never finds the goal of Lubin. Toure. And well cleared. Roughnecks looking to get something going the other way, and Guadasi able to take it right back. Squares it. Now to Toure. Tierpak. Chris Tierpak, the leading scorer for the Aztecs, a native. And the shot over the top. Rosaboom, not the man you frequently see taking a shot right there, but very dangerous. My apologies, that's Giorio. Similar hairstyles there for the two men, the samurai cut, if you will.
Stay with the goalkeeper there, too.
And Captain Lubin, lucky that one not on frame.
Well, I think that's a smart shot, though. I think what we've seen sometimes this year from the Aztecs is, trying to find that perfect way to pass, that perfect ball, and then taking a shot. Take the shots from outside. That's what you want to do. Test, probe, try to start asking questions of your opponent's defense and your opponent's goalkeeper.
The Roughnecks currently sitting in 9th place in the Western Conference standings, 1 place behind the Aztecs, 14 points. The Roughnecks currently have 3-3-1 on the road. They've lost, this being the last of their 3-game road trip, I should say. Their next 4 games will come at home, and a big tackle there down on the pitch is Lori. Now Bardsley trying to get the referee's attention. Our referees for this evening's game, Lesak Stolmak is the center. Troy Dodge, George Kubov, and the 4th official, Baltazar Perel Hanna.
Yeah, that was quite the collision there from Lorendi and Lori, and it looks like they just collided at the same time. The Tulsa players asking for a penalty was very, very close. I was looking to see the referee to see if he was going to point to the spot. He didn't. And just out for a corner kick, it looks like. But there was a penalty claim, pretty strong penalty claim from Tulsa. That's Paul Dogley talking to the referee. I don't know, maybe if he's asking for a card for a potential dive or what. I'm not quite sure. But it looks like the result is a corner kick. But that was very close and a very heavy collision. I'm not sure if Lori might have met the knee of Lorendi or something like that.
Lori still down on the pitch, being attended to by the training staff. So an opportunity here for both teams to get a bit of water. You see those white kits, those are actually, throwback uniforms for the Roughnecks. Those are the same uniforms, not the same, but those are replicas of the same uniforms they wore in their inaugural season back in 1978. And, their head coach, David Irving, he knows all about that. A member of the original Roughnecks side, played for them in 1980, 3 goals in that season. So we take a look at the substitutions for Tulsa. It'll be Grimes, Portugal, Ochoa, Cordero, Chavez, and Miller. You certainly don't want to have to make a substitution this early just in the 10th minute.
And it looks like they're working on, looks like Lori's knee. I can't tell if it's the left knee or the right knee.
And there's the bench of Tulsa. You see Julian Portugal along with Chavez there, number 15 on the end. Fiener, he's the backup goalkeeper.
Looking to see who's warming up. I can't tell if that's maybe Ochoa perhaps warming up.
I believe that is Ochoa now off the bench.
But yeah, so Lori's still on the pitch. So
Sammy Ochoa now making a run as another trainer will come out to take a look. No score early here between the Roughnecks and the Aztecs, and if history is any indication, the Roughnecks, they would be happy to take another 3 points on the road. These two teams, their 3rd meeting of the season, they both won as the visitor. And now, Andy Lori slow to get off the pitch. Lori, the 6'3" forward, formerly played in Sweden before joining the Roughnecks there in Tulsa. And
the indication, I think, from the trainer was that they will need to bring on somebody to replace Lori, because just judging by that, needing some help, looks to be somewhere on the leg, perhaps on the knee, is that he will need a replacement. So what Tulsa might have to do is just temporarily play with 10 before they're able to bring somebody on.
There was the aforementioned Sammy Ochoa. Appears that he's coming on as that shot from distance finds itself over the crossbar of Lorendi.
Yeah, that was a great look right there. Curling left-footed effort that just went over the crossbar. But both teams taking their chances from outside.
Neither team able to establish any dominance early in this one. Very herky-jerky, not any rhythm so far. The injuries, weather certainly adding to that. Now to Mozzie, the Canadian. Back to the Brazilian. Guaraci to the far side to the speedster Ambrose. Ambrose, the former University of Maryland Terrapin, gave up his final year of collegiate eligibility to join this professional Austin Aztecs side. Giorio, he has come on of late. Talk about that midfield triangle between Giorio, Guaraci, and Rocha. Now the Brazilian looks to send it to the far side off the head of Toure. And another easy save for Lubin. Lubin touched it 4 times, but yet to be troubled. Now to Roseboom, the captain. Lance Roseboom, so impressive is the man from Iowa. Roseboom, he started all 13 games. He has played every single minute of every USL match this year. Played out, Rocha deflected. Tierpak with the header. Toure. We'll watch it go over the inline, and the Aztecs, they have won a corner kick.
And that opportunity right there, that all came from a great run from Tierpak on that left wing. Long ball played down to Tierpak. He didn't play it across, but it was Tierpak's speed. Really the first time Tierpak's been involved in this match, and he was able to eventually help the Aztecs earn a corner.
Corner from the near side. Mozzie set to take it. The Google Translate of the Aztecs, fluent in 5 languages, learning Portuguese currently. Punched away by Lubin, and right back to Mozzie. Sends it in yet again, headed away by the Roughnecks. Mozzie able to keep it in. See the width of the pitch here, affecting play to the backside. The header just off frame. Best opportunity of the match, and still 0-0 in the 14th.
Oh, I mean, it was right there. That was a perfect ball to the back post, and just unable to get it on frame. But those are the opportunities that the Aztecs continue. And again, it's that wide field. I know we're harping on it, but I can't emphasize it enough. You know, there are a couple balls that have already been played where at House Park that ball's out of play.
Well, that's something that a lot of opponents, head coaches, especially Steve Trichu of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, said it's an unfair advantage to play on that narrow field. Well, no such complaints now. The Aztecs here at the Palatial Palace on Parmer. Again, Kit McConico, Arch Bell with you. So pleased you could join us. I'd like to give a special hello to Jeremy Poplin, the man bringing this game on Tulsa Sports Radio's 1300 The Buzz. Got a chat with him earlier, and just a class act in every way, as is the Roughneck organization. And we'll be happy to be back there at the friendly confines of One Oak for the next 4 matches. And a good idea, ball played down the near side, but just out of the path of Bell.
Yeah, kudos to the Tulsa fans up there tonight, helping out, especially with the flood relief here in Central Texas. Just a really kind, considerate gesture from those fans. Tulsa, a great city. You've been to Tulsa.
It's a beautiful city.
Beautiful city. Very,
one of my
nice.
favorite cities, and I will go out on a limb and say my favorite city in the state of Oklahoma without a doubt. They play there at that beautiful One Oak Field, a ballpark shared by the Tulsa Drillers of the AA Texas League, right there in the historic Greenwood District, just adjacent to downtown Tulsa.
Scott's already sipping on that Patron.
The Brazilian Chimbo to the far side, and one of the few mistakes we've seen from the Aztecs. Chimbo, like his countryman Guaraci, has come on. Guaraci was initially the one that got all the notoriety, but Chimbo really making his spot there in the left back.
Yeah, it's really solidified his position there for the Aztecs. And again, we were talking about the Aztecs having difficulty scoring goals, but the defense has been quite solid. I know they gave up 2 goals last week in the match against Portland, but they have overall, that defense has kept the Aztecs in a lot of games. So it's not like Austin gets blown out or anything. Their defense keeps them in games.
And we mentioned as the ball goes down the far side, opportunity here, looking to square it to the top of the box. The shot touch not there, and cleared away by Guaraci.
That was a good opportunity there for Tulsa. That's the opportunity that I know they'll be looking to create more of. Just unable. The execution wasn't there, but that's a good chance from the Roughnecks.
A few ties between these two teams as Tierpak takes it down the far side. The Aztecs, a leading scorer, Chris Tierpak, the distinctive protective headband. Now back to Guarasi. Brazilian, the shot from distance and just over the top. Guarasi certainly feeling it early in this one. He's had 2 shots from distance, the Brazilian there. And, well, you might understand why. He's got a new haircut. That's got to make anybody feel good.
It's making him feel a little bit stronger, I guess. But yeah, he's taking a couple looks from outside. And again, I always think that's good for a team to do, especially in the first half. Get some looks from outside.
Lubin puts his boot into it and onto the Aztecs side of the pitch. Synthetic surface here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. The Aztecs, they were playing on a turf surface as well at House Park, but 2 different types of turfs, and the players, they've said unanimously they prefer the surface here at Kelly Reeves. And well, another advantage for these Aztecs players, they live just about 400 yards away, so easy to get to games and practices. No excuse not to be on time. To the far side, headed away, well defended that time. Erla Dvorin able to get ahead to it.
I know it. I worried he got excited there for a minute.
The local ties between these teams, well, Aztecs have Broken Arrow native Bryce Taylor on their roster, and their central midfielder, Tony Rocha, played for the Golden Hurricanes of the University of Tulsa before being drafted by Sporting Kansas City. Made his way back to Austin as that is off the outside of the boot, looking for Yates. And Yates hoping to provide that threat up front along with Tierpak. Yates, the big body, so good as that central striker, especially in the set-piece situations.
Yeah, it's good to have, like you said, a big body like that. Come in, get a head on it on a corner kick or what have you.
Read well by Rocha, the former Tulsa University Golden Hurricane.
Yeah, Tulsa, they produce a lot of players, a lot of good players. They had goalkeeper Tyrell Lacey, who was a good pro for them, or ended up being a pro in Norway. Here you go.
Tierpak over the top, heads it in. The flag is up. The goal will not count. Tierpak unable to time the run. So still 0-0. No goal in the 19th. The Aztecs, their fans are ready to erupt, but the flag up for offside.
Yeah, tough call there, but I think that's the right call. Tierpak just a shade offside, but again, it was the right idea. It was a good ball played in, especially. It was right on target. Tierpak executing it, just a step offside.
We've started to see the Aztecs take a bit of control here in the past 5 minutes. They're having more momentum, more chances on the goal of Lubin.
Yeah, definitely some positivity coming out of the Aztecs here on their last couple of chances. These are good looks.
Bond heading it up. Ball played into space at the top of the box, and a free kick. It'll be a free kick in a dangerous position. Well won that time. It has Adam Black, the former Austin Aztec. We talk about the local ties. Well, none more so than Adam Black. He was with the Aztecs last year when they were a member of the USL PDL, now winning a very dangerous free kick just about 5 yards from the top of the 18-yard box.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really well won by Black. And yeah, he knows this field as well. He was practicing here when he was with the Aztecs, and he knows some of these players as well. So a nice job there. And yeah, a dangerous spot here, top of the area. This is going to be very, very tough for Loretti to try to defend.
Well, Gibson Bardsley is the leading goal scorer for the Roughnecks with 3. Black has 2. But standing over it currently is Jimenez, number 19. Now 2 balls on the pitch. One of them will have to be sent off. That time, finally get things straight. Lorendi setting up the wall, so possibly the best opportunity of the match for the Roughnecks as they look to take an early lead.
Be curious to see who takes this, if it's Ochoa, the man who came on for Lori, or it's going to be someone else, or it looks like it might be Bond.
Bond and Black standing over it. Bond would take it right-footed, Black with the left boot. And indeed, it will be Black straight into the wall, and the wall does its job beautifully. Aztecs an opportunity. Can they break out of their defensive shell? Rocha. Gunderson unable to find himself on the end of it.
Well, I know Tulsa's going to be really frustrated with spurning that opportunity. That was a really good chance. Just hit right into the wall. You want to do better than that.
The Canadian, Giorio. Back to Rocha. The man from Houston. Won a PDL championship with the Aztecs in 2013. Now out, Giorio off the side of the boot. You can see he tried to hit that one perfectly, and another ball over the crossbar of Lubin.
Yeah, and Rocha, he found some space there. He cut back to his right, and Tulsa were giving him plenty of space, and fed it off to Mozzie there. But the Aztecs, they're finding those pockets of space there in the Tulsa half.
And it seems that the Aztecs are finding a bit of space above that back line of 4, right behind that midfield, able to sneak in behind Bell, Bond, and Jimenez. And another searching ball that time for Black. And dangerous, the Aztecs, they're going to have to be cognizant of that. You see what the Roughnecks want to do, and if they connect on one of those, it may be a one-on-one opportunity.
And they're really going to have to be aware of Ochoa. Such a dangerous player, a guy with a great pedigree, having played in Liga MX and the Mexican, the top level there in Mexico, back with the Estudiantes Tecos many years ago. But and of course with the Seattle Sounders as well. Such a great experience, and a guy who knows how to finish. I know he's not scoring as many goals as he would like this season, but a player, when he has the chance, he can convert.
Both these teams coming off tough losses. Guadassi able to head it away. As we said, the Aztecs falling 2-0 to the Dynamo at BBVA Compass Stadium in Houston last Wednesday in the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup. There was a loss in the Oklahoma Derby Saturday night to Oklahoma City Energy FC for the Roughnecks. 2-0 the final in that one. And what we expected, a game of attrition, if you will. A lot of us, including you and I, have been watching Copa America in this game. Shades of maybe Paraguay and Uruguay. Very good defensive, but not seeing the offensive output as of yet, but still plenty of time.
Every ball is challenged for him.
Down the far side, searching, looking for Bardsley. Or I rather.
Donate a bigger amount.
Across the top, the header.
TD of the guy shot it.
And a big opportunity there. Gibson Bardsley knew he should have done better in that situation. The Roughnecks leading scorer unable to add to his tally.
Well, and Bardsley had the room, he had the time, he had it all there waiting for him to snap the header, and he sends it wide. And yeah, he's frustrated with himself because he really could have spun that into the top left corner. I think he just kind of rushed it a little bit, and that's why it went wide left.
Beautiful service from Lorendi, able to put it on a dime to the far side. Aztecs taking their time as they send numbers in Navy forward. Giorio from Guadassi. Back with the Brazilian to the far side it goes. One further. You see all the defenders in white kits dropping back. Goals will be at a premium in this match. Both teams refusing to concede the opener. Gunderson. Now to the far side, Chimbo. Around the defender, Toure with it. Around a second, Toure goes down. Referee will not give Toure the benefit of the doubt. The man from the Gambia, we talked about in the pregame, he is going to be so important to the Aztecs. You and I saw him last year as a member of the San Antonio Scorpions in the NASL, and when he is healthy, he's about as good a goal scorer as you can find.
And you saw that great first step, able to get past the defender, and ended up that play right there ended up not being able to mount to a goal or even a shot. But you saw the quick step that he has and that ability to create, and that's what Austin needs.
Down the line it went, looking for Ochoa. So Ochoa now in as the substitute for Lorai. Andy Lorai going off just about 10 minutes ago. You mentioned the pedigree of Sammy Ochoa. If you're going to have a substitute, certainly he's the guy at the top. And yet again, flag is up. Tierpak, the second opportunity he's had, and the second time the flag has come up on him.
Yeah, Tierpak whistled again for the offsides. He ends up setting the shot anyways, and it strikes Lubin in the leg, and I think the two of them exchanged hey, sorry about that, and kind of gave the thumbs up to each other. So a little apologetic there from Tierpak for taking that shot on Lubin. But yeah, I mean, Tierpak, he's desperate to get a touch there on the left wing, and that's sometimes what can happen to a player in attack who is they'll put themselves offside, a little bit too anxious, needs to wait. Stay on side, wait for that ball.
Tierpak to Toure, beautifully weighted. Can the man from Gambia track it down? Toure with it, now looking for help. Toure still Dropping it off for Tierpak. Oh, well won. Stabbing tackle wins it back. Aztecs still with possession. Mozzie. Now to Henderson, the right back. Gunderson, excuse me. Danger still looming. Guadasi goes down in a heap. Referee says play on, and here come the Roughnecks the other way. Oh, poor pass, well read by Gunderson. Opportunity snuffed out, and the Aztecs look to take advantage of the turnover.
And Austin just breaking up those counterattacks. Tulsa looking to play the counter here in the last few minutes, but Austin's breaking those up.
And the midfield of Austin doing a great job defensively. Over the top it goes, just off the head of Tierpak. Danger still looming. Our center referee, Lezak Stalmak, with a conversation for Saini Toure.
Yeah, I don't even think he showed him a card there. I think it was just a collision. You saw Bond go down, and it looked like it was on his shin, a collision. Pretty hard tackle there, but I think just some harsh words from the referee, but no card. I didn't see any yellow or anything.
A very strange turn of events. Generally in that situation, a card will be issued if the referee is going to stop play, certainly in the box. No card issued, just a talking to for Toure. Lubin sets to restart things.
A stern lecture, if you will, from the referee. No yellow.
Toure and the Aztecs fans will certainly take that. Still no cards issued here in the 28th minute. No score. Welcome all of you to Austin, Texas. Kit McConico and Arch Bell with you. So pleased you could join us in a wonderful evening here. The rain has subsided, just about 70 degrees. A fine night in Central Texas. The fans, they are here in attendance enjoying the new home of the Austin Aztecs, Kelly Reeve Athletic Complex. It will be the home for the remainder of the season for the Aztecs, and hats off to their front office. They went through every single option. Their home stadium, House Park, well, under about 10 feet of water just a month ago. The turf destroyed, all the electrical destroyed, and as a result, the Aztecs moving just about 20 miles north.
Also probably thinking, what does it got to take for us to be able to come to Austin and have just a nice day, a nice weather day for us to be able to play a soccer game. First the match over Memorial Day weekend, and now this match being delayed 30 minutes for Lightning.
That's exactly what Jeremy Poplin, the voice of the Roughnecks, they're on 1300 The Buzz, said. He goes, I apologize. Every time we come here, we bring bad weather with us. I said, it's not you. It's just sometimes the luck is not on your side. The Aztecs looking to make a little of their own luck. Still no score. Lubin, he has certainly been busier than his counterpart, Lorendi. Down the pitch. Chimbo pressing. Well won in the center of the park. Looking for Black. The Aztecs able to snuff out another Roughnecks attack. Toure an opportunity, but Saini Toure on an island, not a Navy kit within about 20 yards. And now Mozzie with an opportunity. Can he make something of it? Looking for help. Toure from Gunderson. Now to the far side to Ambrose. Ambrose pass picked off. And a foul on the Aztecs. The war of attrition starting to develop here in the 30th minute. Now the 31st, neither team able to take advantage. And credit both midfields. They've really established themselves defensively. It's always that man, the goalkeeper and the back line, who get the credit, but the midfielders so important defensively.
Yeah, just really, that's what they're doing. Just, cutting off those passing lanes, and that final ball, that deadly pass there in the final third, it's just not happening for either team.
Down the far side, Timbo looking to press his countryman Guadasi with a boot to it, but not an Aztec there on the end of it.
I don't know. Admiral something.
Aztecs defender Kyle Hoffer not in the starting lineup, not a substitution. He's one of 6 players in the USL. It has 4 yellow cards, just 1 away from serving a match suspension for yellow card accumulation. And a bit of a different starting lineup tonight for the Roughnecks. They're going to have their next 5 matches against teams that are all ranked in the top 7 in the Western Conference standings. Good thing is, well, the next 4 of those matches, they'll be at home at One Oak Field. Yeah,
a heavily rotated squad. We both came in here tonight thinking, okay, we're gonna be seeing guys like Ochoa starting, Cordero, but that was not the case. But so far I think the players that they have out there are doing a good job. Put in a good work, good effort, and it's nice to have that luxury for a coach, to know that you can count on that. Your squad's depth, that they'll come in and be able to do a good job and be able to go in, especially on the road, and go get a good result.
Well, you mentioned depth. Tulsa without 3 very important players not making the trip due to injury. That is Eli Galbraith-Knapp, Kid Wabwezi, and Brady Ballou. All of them staying in Tulsa for tonight's match. But the good news is the return of their leading scorer, Gibson Bardsley, missed last week's match at Oklahoma City with a muscle strain. But back in the starting 11 tonight. That back line, you see 8 of the 10 field players for the Roughnecks dropping back in their own defensive third. Shot from distance from Tierpak, and no trouble there from Lubin. And the Aztecs, well, that's kind of what they're stuck with.
Continuing to pepper from long distance. And I think by now, Lubin he's probably been allowed to get into a rhythm now and be able to expect these long distance shots. And knowing that, guys like Wadasi, guys like Tierpak, Mozzie, whatever, they're not afraid to pull the trigger from outside. So Lubin knows that. We've seen with other Aztecs opponents where sometimes they wait until the second half to shoot from outside. But tonight, letting it fire early and often.
Well, good game plan from Tulsa and their head coach, David Irving. They're very content to let the Aztecs pull the trigger from 20 and 30 yards out. No trouble for Lubin. And that back line, Devorin, Venter, Price, and Brewster doing a good job not giving the Aztecs opportunities in and around the 18-yard box. Looking for Toure, headed away yet again. Chimbo looking to win it back. To the far side it goes. Can the Roughnecks keep it in? Indeed they can.
That was nice from Ochoa, keeping that play alive.
And just as we give the compliment to Ochoa, he puts that one right into the hands of Lorendi. Neither team able to take advantage of the other's mistakes. Both these teams understand that 1 goal could certainly be enough to get the 3 points tonight. I mentioned the Aztecs, only 3 goals in their last 4 USL matches, and they've dropped 4 of their last 5 in league play. But an opportunity here on a new home field. Looking to get off, hopefully, to a win streak. The Aztecs' next match, well, it will be here at home. They will take on Sacramento Republic before going to the road. Next 2 games in Colorado and Salt Lake.
Well, that was the right idea there from Mosey, I believe it was. Trying to play a back heel, but just his back heel wasn't strong enough.
The idea is there from the Aztecs. The build-up, the final pass, a bit lacking. Same can be said of both of these teams. Bardsley sending it back. Got to look there. Irla Devorin. Devorin, a former member of the Siglo Rovers there in the Irish First Division. Rocha, so important. The man from Houston. Now Mozzie with some time in room. Pushed off the ball and a free kick, easy call there, and the Aztecs think this is just outside of range, but an opportunity here maybe to put this on the head of Toure or possibly Yates.
Or Yates, yeah, I think that's the guy that you're going to be looking for maybe to make a run, or perhaps this is a ball where it can be played at the near post and then headed back across goal to the far post where somebody like Yates can go up and stick it in. So I'll be curious to see how the Aztecs play this. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a little bit too far to go for goal, especially with Lubin seemingly on his game tonight. So I would expect some sort of drawn-up play here try to work something at the far post and then be able to swing it across.
Fernando Chimbo and Mozi Giorio, the Brazilian and the Canadian. Giorio leads the Aztecs with assists, tied with Tony Rocha. They each have 2. Lubin setting up the wall. Mozi, Chimbo. Chimbo, well, he'd like to have that one to do over again.
Yeah, Chimbo, that made its way halfway to the apartment complex where the players live. I mean, that was well off the target, and that's just a chance that fell by the wayside. Unfortunate for Austin.
So the Aztecs regroup, having squandered an opportunity there from the set piece. Still no score. Again, we welcome all of you joining us all across the country in Oklahoma, Texas, and a special welcome to the Roustabouts and the Roughnecks. They're at their official watch party at Lefties on Greenwood. They're in the beautiful Tulsa, Oklahoma. Again, a special thanks to them raffling off that Zach Lloyd autographed FC Dallas jersey, and proceeds going to benefit those affected by the floods here Memorial Day in Central Texas. A class act in every sense of the word. So thank you to the Roustabouts and Zach and Jesse Easton. Both teams seemingly, well, I think both teams at this point would be happy to go in with the scoreline as it is. Neither able to take any real advantage in this match. It's been very evenly played. Look at statistics, possession, shots on goal. The Aztecs have more shots, but shots on goal virtually identical.
Yeah, and probably the best opportunity in the match came early on there for Tulsa when I think it was Lorai who had to be substituted out. Had that early chance here at the far post, just wasn't able to convert against Lorendi, but that's been Tulsa's best opportunity so far.
To the far side, Lorendi well out of his box and heads it away.
Yeah, that's nicely done from Lorendi. Comes off his line, heads it out, so Tulsa can't take a quick throw in and maybe catch him off his line. So that was really nicely done, anticipating that ball.
And Lorendi, the big man, 6'3" and over 200 pounds, but cat-like quickness for the Floridian. Former goalkeeper for Los Dos, LA Galaxy 2 squad. Actually played against his former team not too long ago.
And what was interesting, kid, in the beginning part of the season, started with Paralis, and then Lorendi started getting some starting calls after a while, which raised the eyebrows of a few, because Devin Paralis, a stalwart in goal for the Aztecs, but head coach Paul Dalglish went with Lorendi for a few matches, then back to Paralis. And so what's nice for Austin, with Paralis on the suspension for the red card last week, is able to bring in Lorendi, who's perfectly calm, confident in goal, has that experience, has got plenty of games under his belt now, and should have, is not going to be intimidated at all being out here on the field tonight.
Yeah, huge luxury to have 2 goalkeepers of that capability in Paralis and Lorendi. You mentioned Paralis out with the red card he picked up last week in that loss at Portland Timbers 2. Paralis is the 2nd best save percentage in the USL, 5th best goals against average, but Lorendi no slouch himself. Really, I think the only difference between the 2 goalkeepers, very similar in stature and playing ability, is you may be able to say Paralis a bit better with the feet, but that's the only thing that stands out.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's you don't lose too much by having Lorendi in place of Paralis.
Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first 45. No score between the Aztecs and the Roughnecks. The 3rd meeting of the year between these two, and headed away it goes. And a corner coming for the Aztecs. On the far side, an opportunity here from the set piece, and can the home side draw first blood?
Yeah, and that's nicely won there from Tierpak, being able to force that corner kick. You're noticing from these Tulsa defenders that they are surrounding Tierpak. They know that Tierpak is a danger man for the Aztecs. So there's always at least 1, if not 2 defenders there. Guys who are a little bit bigger, a little bit more physical. So they're kind of, they're pushing him around a little bit, testing him in that regard.
Man, Tierpak, not the biggest or tallest guy, but make no mistake about it, very, very good with the ball at his feet. That's when he's most dangerous. The former Chivas USA man had a short stint at San Jose before making his way back to Austin. He was actually the 2013 USL PDL Player of the Year. The Aztecs seemingly sweeping the USL PDL awards in 2013. They were the league champion. Paul Dalglish Coach of the Year. They won Franchise of the Year, and, well, as I mentioned, Chris Tierpak MVP of the Year.
Yeah, that was that was a great year for Austin, and really probably the genesis in making the move to USL, and Austin unable to make anything convert on that last corner kick as the ball skipping through everybody. But you see the importance of Tierpak to this team and what he does and how he impacts the opposing team's defense.
Lubin has started and played every minute of every game this year for the Roughnecks. You saw Eberle's Army, the official supporters group of the Aztecs. And hats off to them as always. They were formed before the Aztecs even had a team, and they are at every single match early. They stay late, and they are the loudest ones in the stadium. Heck, you could hear them on Wednesday at BBVA Compass. That contingent of about 50 of them that made the 3-hour trip east.
Known as Chantico's Army when the Austin Aztecs 1.0 were here. That's the team that was in Austin in 2009 and 2010 in USL before they moved to Orlando to become Orlando City, which is now an MLS team, as many people know. Back then they were known as Chantico's Army, but when Austin Aztecs 2.0, this version of the Austin Aztecs came back, they were, I guess you could say, rebranded as Eberle's Army. So in a high-tech town like Austin, very, very logical to have a 2.0 here in the city.
That's exactly right. Named after Angelina Eberle, a woman who threatened to fire a cannon when they wanted to move the state capital from Austin to Houston. And as a result, Austin stayed the state capital, and she is honored by Eberle's Army. The captain, Rosa Boom, doing what he always does. Never really grabs the headlines, but always so solid. Rosa Boom, a stalwart on the back line.
Yeah, first name on the team sheet, really, for Coach Dalglish.
The only person who's started and played all 13 matches, every minute of every league match this year for the Aztecs. Just under 1,200 minutes in total. On the far side, Tierpak has it taken away. Tierpak looking for a call, and he won't get it. And Chris Tierpak, as you mentioned, the Roughnecks doing a great job marking him and starting to frustrate the left striker.
Yeah, like I said, they're using their big bodies, physical play, trying to just, knock him off his game just a little bit. If he's in possession, kind of hack at him a little bit. Or if he's trying to receive a ball in, just kind of shoulder him off, something like that. That's what they're doing to Tierpak, and it's working so far.
Dvorin whistled with the foul there as he extended the arms. Things starting to get a bit more physical as we get in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Both teams looking for the opener. Tierpak at the end, around one defender, has it knocked away.
And you saw it right there. There were two defenders right there. When Tierpak received the ball, he turns, boom, two defenders.
That has been the story all night for Chris Tierpak, the Aztecs' leading scorer. 6 goals in 13 matches. It appears that he's going to have to wait to the second half if he's going to find the back of the net in this one. Gunderson, the only Aztec on the last week's USL Team of the Week, the native of Nevada. Gunderson squares that one. Well defended. Rosa Boom there. A good touch there. Rosa Boom able to play it off a Roughneck. The Aztecs retain possession. Here in the final minute of the first 45, anticipating limited stoppage time. We've only seen one injury. That one came earlier. Sammy Ochoa having to come on for Andy Lurai. Off the post it goes, and luck on the side of Lubin in the Roughnecks. Still 0-0.
Oh, that was right there. Boy, what a great buildup from the Aztecs in the shot. Oh, boy, that was really well struck there by Rocha. And I mean, just another inch or two to the left, and that's into the back of the net. He had Lubin beat, but the post coming to Lubin's rescue, to Tulsa's rescue, but really nicely done there from the Aztecs. Best chance of the match so far for them.
Kit McConico, Archibald with you. So pleased you could join us. Lubin, as a goalkeeper, the post can be your best friend or your worst enemy, and that time he probably owes it a kiss after playing it right into his gloves.
There it is.
There is the best friend of the Roughnecks and their goalkeeper, Zach Lubin. Still 0-0, courtesy of that near post. Now into stoppage time we go.
You see just how pesky Tierpak is. It's over there on that left wing, just trying to get around the defender. and he's going to contest every single ball. Chris Tierpak will fight for every single ball, and he'll do that until the 90th minute. And he's helped the Aztecs earn a couple late points that way so far this season.
Tierpak, he can change the game in one swing of the boot. Frustrating first half for the native Austinite. Now Toure looking to make something happen in the final moments. Referee says play on. Guadassi now to Rocha. The heavy touch, unable to settle it.
You can see Toure really starting to mix it up with some of these Tulsa players. A little chippy out there between the two.
Well, that's good news for the Aztecs. Toure coming off that knee injury, and you want to see him really trusting that knee.
Yeah, certainly not shying away.
Toure, a rounded defender. Cleared away yet again. The defense in white coming up big. And now an opportunity here in the counter. Can white kits get forward in time? Ball played to the far side by Bardsley. At the feet of Bond. Now to the near side. Bardsley back with it. Tries to chip that one over the top. Rosenboom will shepherd it over the end line, and that will do it for the first 45 minutes. No score between the Aztecs and the Roughnecks. Live from Austin, Texas. We will take a break, and we will be back with you in just a moment. We will bring you stats from the first half and get you ready for the second half of action. 0-0 between Austin and Tulsa.
It's USL Rising. It's an exciting day for us, exciting time and an exciting future ahead. USL is an aspirational league, so we felt USL Rising was a good moniker, as you call it, for where we are now and where we aspire to be. 2015 season, we're going to see 24 clubs in the league, 13 new clubs. So, incredible off-season growth. Very proud about that, very proud about the quality of the groups joining us. We're going to add a tremendous amount of value to the league. Going on this rebranding process, I would say it's going back about 6 or 8 months now. But the decision to rebrand came before that. Last year it was part of a strategic plan, a long-term plan for the league, which had a number of initiatives that we would work through over the next 3 to 4 years. But the rebrand was the central pillar from which all of those other initiatives should flow. We're at a point now in our league where we've got a really solid foundation. We've worked hard as a league and as member clubs to get where we are now. And we're about to embark on a whole host of new things, but a new era for the league. So we want to look at the name of the league. We want to look at the look and feel. And we want to look at the story. And were we communicating all the things that we wanted to through those different meetings? We didn't think we were. So the rebrand was exactly that. putting a story together. We've worked hard on that. We believe we're telling the story with our pillars, and we're rallying around the We Are United. I feel very strongly about the We Are United. We're united as a set of clubs, united as a set of communities, and a united fan base. And we're all working towards the same goal, to make this league the best league, and to make those clubs in those markets the best clubs. So when we designed the new system for the USL, we didn't want it to go to the traditional route of a shield or a crest or a league mark that was inflexible, that was had to be sort of worshipped. It wasn't about the league. So we felt, as we went through the design process with our design firm, Good Omen Partners in New York, we were very excited to go down the road of looking at the USL as a word mark, a stylized word mark, as the logo itself for the league. And what's really cool about the logo is, yes, there's a primary mark and there's primary colors, and that's how we'll use it in the main as from the league's point of view, but it was designed as a geometrical toolkit. You know, it's got the geometry of the football field in there, and it's got the squares and the triangles and the semicircles and all the shapes and angles that you find on a field contained within it, so that it is completely adaptable, and that was the whole direction we wanted to go. It's customizable and adaptable to the local clubs, to their club colors, to their designs, to how they want to identify themselves through the brand, to the league's brand, or the supporters, how the supporters want to identify to their local club through the USL mark. They can do that with the team's colors. Their corporate partners can do the same thing. So it's very adaptable. So the league logo can take a back seat, but it's more about the clubs. And we thought that was really cool. And I think the feedback we've got so far from the clubs has been really positive. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out.
Hey, have some of this.
Whoa, what about backwash?
What?
Oh, come on, man. You know, like from other people's mouths.
Dude, relax.
Introducing the Big Red Backwash Can with special saliva-activated sensor. Too much slobber? Just kick on the bilge pump.
Saliva level 0%.
The Big Red Backwash Can, reinventing how you enjoy Big Red. You're welcome.
Where's Sequoia when I need him? I need someone balancing these cameras. Your camera just looks a little different from 2 and 3. Nah, you look fine, Bart.
There you go. That's better. Yeah, now you look more similar.
Knock him out, Bart? Yeah,
There you go. That's better.
That's better. There you go.
I'd be happy to, Martin Jr.
Or just call you Dick One. Yeah. Well, no, me and Dustin could never run a replay because he was always using my preview.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I go to a replay, I'd cut to another camera. No, it was quit touching shit. That's what we were saying. It was like, quit touching shit. He was using my preview to balance the things. And so, like, I'd go to replay, and I would touch replay, and I would go to another camera. That's fair. Yeah, no, you're fine. We're okay. Well, Bart, you were there, but in our first show out in Virginia, when we were in the Open, he was talking during the Open, and I literally had to scream at him. In the middle of Open, Dustin and Scott will tell you, I had to say, I said, Martin, stop talking. I have to listen to you talk. Because I couldn't hear him telling. And we had this whole opening piece to do. And, I mean, you know, like getting shot to players and IDing them. And, you know, yeah, like you do in a real Open. We were doing that, and I couldn't hear anything. Because he was just talking about nothing. It's like, dude. Yeah.
Halftime here in Austin, Texas, just minutes away from the start of the second 45. No score between the Roughnecks and the Aztecs in USL play. Kid McConico, Arch Bell with you. Arch, both teams, they've had their opportunities, neither able to find the back of the net, but you've got to think it's only a matter of time if they keep up the way they played in the first 45.
Yeah, I think there is a goal in this game. I think we will see one in the second half, and Tulsa coming close early on in the first half. An opportunity there at the back post, just unable to convert. Lorendi, a nice save, and then Rocha hitting the post there late on in the first half. But there is a goal in this game. I do think the teams somebody will be able to break through at some point here in the second half.
No cards issued in the first half, only one change. That was made by the visitors from Tulsa. Andy Lorai coming off for Sammy Ochoa. We saw Lorai, and he will be on the bench. Picked up a knock on the right knee. The Aztecs, they have not made a change. 5 substitutions allowed in USL play. That'll certainly be a factor. Head coach David Irving of Tulsa, he made all 5 of those allowable substitutions last week in that 2-0 loss to Oklahoma City Energy FC. As you see the Aztecs fans in attendance, well, it was wet early on, but it has turned into a beautiful night here in Central Texas. Fans out enjoying the weather, just about 70 degrees. The Aztecs still hoping that they are going to be able to come up with the full 3 points this evening. Well, for the visitors from Tulsa, you've got to think that if this continued and they got out of here with a 0-0 scoreline and a point, they'd have to be happy with that on the road.
Yeah, I think that's anytime you can get a point away from home, I think that's always a positive result, and they'll be looking to do that. And you can see right there, Lorai there's the player on the bench. You can see 2 crutches right behind him wearing the jacket, so you can see definitely not coming back, or you can see some of the injury, how that's affected him. But, yeah, I mean, I think for Coach Irving there with Tulsa, a draw here in Austin would be a good result. They'll be looking to get all 3 points, of course, but to be able to secure a point, especially with the rotated squad going into tonight's game, is not a bad thing.
You mentioned that rotated squad for the Roughnecks of Tulsa. The substitutions still available. Fiener as a goalkeeper. Grimes, Portugal, Cordero, Miller, and Chavez. Ochoa, he's already made the change. There is the starting 11 for the second half. Zach Lubin, very impressive first half from him.
Yeah, Lubin just on his game, very calm presence there in goal, and I'll be curious to see how the substitutions work for Tulsa. Cordero, a very smart player, really knows how to get into space, very creative, very dangerous player. Ochoa, I think, is obviously already on the field. I think Ochoa is a player that's going to be one to watch here in the second half. He's the type of guy, he's just your typical number 9. If he gets the ball at his feet and he's in the area, huge threat. He's a guy who knows how to finish. And I think Ochoa, before the end of the night, is going to have something to say in this match.
The Aztecs with the final word before they get ready to take the pitch here for the second 45. The Aztecs in the home navy, the visitors in the white trimmed in orange. The Roughnecks, they're actually in throwback uniforms. Those are replicas of what they wore in their inaugural 1978 season up there in Tulsa. You see the sublimated images on the back. There is Adam Black, the former Austin Aztec. Spent last year with the Aztecs as a member of the USL PDL. Someone who knows this pitch well, played on it as a practice player. And Cody Lorendi able to keep the clean sheet for the Aztecs. And we are underway in the second half. Aztecs and the Roughnecks still all to play for. Still scoreless. I mentioned Lorendi getting the start tonight because of the red card picked up by Devin Perales. Perales, one of the better goalkeepers in the USL. Second in goals against, or excuse me, second best save percentage in the USL. 5th best goals against average. But Lorendi no slouch himself. Here to the near side. Square to the top of the box. Danger looming. Still with the Roughnecks. Shot deflected. That time Bond unable to get on the end of it. The Roughnecks taking advantage early here in the second. Pressuring, sending numbers forward. Not something we saw very frequently in the first half.
Yeah, looking to pressure that Austin defense a little early on here in the second half are the Roughnecks.
Lubin sending numbers forward. The big man between the sticks. Prototypical goalkeeper, 6'5". Talk about the toughest save he had to make coming off the post and fortuitously right into his mitts.
You can see he's got long arms, long wingspan. So that shot from Rocha that actually beat him, that was a good shot. Just Saved by the post.
And those tall goalkeepers, all the rage. The longer your arms are, well, the better reach you have to keep balls from going across the line. That was certainly the idea for the Nigerian national team back when one Akeem Olajuwon was back between the sticks for the Super Eagles. Did all right on the basketball court, did the dream.
I think so.
That career path seemed to work out pretty well for him down in Houston. The captain, Rosaboom. Guadassi now up to the former University of Tulsa Golden Hurricane, Tony Rocha. One of the numerous ties between these two teams. Now Gunderson. Back to Mozzie. This is what the Aztecs were able to do in the first half. They had a lot of possession, able to string passes together, but all that for naught if you can't find the back of the net.
And I think it's just you coming out of the second half, you want to establish the tempo, be able just to bat the ball around, get some touches, make sure everybody's getting involved.
Ambrose.
And then start to press forward again, start to look for those spaces, look for those runs.
Aztecs in a tough run of form as of late. Talked about this team, only 3 goals in their last 4 USL matches. They've lost 4 of their last 5 in league play. Hoping to turn that around today. Their first game here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex after the Memorial Day floods destroyed the pitch at House Park Stadium. Last game they played at House Park was against the same Tulsa Roughnecks, and now a free kick for the Aztecs. Giorio goes to ground, and Aztecs the first set piece opportunity of the second half.
Yeah, this is a good set piece opportunity right here because you can just sling in a right footer and look for something at the back post, maybe headed back across goal. So a couple options here for Austin.
Man from Prince Edward Island, Canada, stands over it. Does Mozzie Giorio. Simply goes by Mozzie. Why not? You got a name like that.
That's easier. Yeah. I know I can say it. I can't say Gregorio. That's a little bit harder.
3 men in the wall for the Roughnecks. Ball played in, punched away by Lubin. Lubin comes up with the first save of the second half, picks up right where he left off after the first 45.
Yeah, that was nicely done. Ball just going right for goal on that free kick, but making the heads-up save.
Aztecs elect to play it down the line. Now back to the Brazilian Fernando Timbo. Timbo from distance, a speculative attempt, and that one no trouble for Lubin.
Yeah, I think a searching ball like that from way deep, that's not what Paul Dalglish is going to want. He's really, as a coach, he emphasizes the desire, the need for possession, and just to give away possession that cheaply. I think he's okay with shots from outside, but to give away possession that cheaply is something that he does not like.
Lubin yet to be tested. He had that one that he punched away, but really the only quiz of the second half for the man between the sticks. Foul on the Aztecs.
Black, you saw Black kind of put up his arms like, hey, the guy who's on top of me, was climbing on top of me. Where's the foul? And that definitely was a foul.
Trying to catch a ride there on the former Aztec, Adam Black. Aztecs no slouch defensively. 4th in the USL with 4 shutouts on the season, but that hasn't been the question. The question has been scoring goals. That question mark on the offensive end. Who is going to help out Chris Tierpak? Former Chivas USA man leads this team with 6 goals on the season in 13 starts. The super sub, Trevin Caesar, has 4 goals, and Drew Yates with a brace of his own.
And looking at Caesar, it looks like he's warming up down there on the sideline, and you have to wonder around the hour mark or so if Dalglish is going to make a decision to perhaps make a switch.
Trevin Caesar, the native of Lambeau, Tobago, and he has earned that title super sub for the Aztecs, as that one's across the face of goal, not headed away, and still with the Roughnecks. Caesar so dangerous, so quick with the ball at his boots. We'll have to see if he will be the first substitution of the game for Austin. Good ball movement. to the far side. Roughnecks looking to cut between the defenders, and well won there. Giorio able to take it back for the Aztecs. To Guarasi. Now to his countrymen, both on loan from Curitiba. We mentioned the Aztecs affiliation with Columbus Crew SC of the MLS, also affiliated with that first division Brazilian squad, Curitiba in southern Brazil. That relationship already paying dividends. Searching ball, but Lubin, as he's been all night, up to the task quickly off his line.
Yeah, Lubin really impressing tonight with his goalkeeping. Like you said, if you're a back four, especially if you're maybe playing with a rotated squad, so guys who aren't used to playing as much, but you have a steady presence in goal, gives the rest of the team confidence.
Third match of the year between these two. The first, well, that was up in Tulsa. The Aztecs winning that one, and then the Aztecs dropping a 1-0 victory on the 24th of May at home. The last game they played in Austin before that road trip. And a lot has transpired in a month. The Aztecs, they've moved home venues because of the flood that made that playing surface at House Park unplayable. House Park was under about 10 feet of water, and that being said,
That's
again,
incredible sight, yeah.
We'd like to really thank the Roughnecks and the Roustabouts, their official supporters group, having that Zach Lloyd jersey raffle to help the Austin flood victims. The official watch party there at Lefties on Greenwood, right across from One Oak Field. And again, a special thanks to the president of the Roustabouts, Zach Easton, and his brother Jesse. Just a class act in every way. People talk about the animosity between these two states. Well, that is generally reserved for the football field. And that is more of a OU-UT kind of deal, the University of Texas and Oklahoma University. That does not transition here to the football pitch. The Aztecs and the Roughnecks, rivals, but certainly friendly rivals, you would say.
I think so. I think that's fair. Certainly does not reach the Cotton Bowl levels that you see in every October.
No, it is not the Red River rivalry that we see there in the Cotton Bowl every year in Dallas. That being said, that is one of the greatest games in all of college football.
True.
Bedlam not far behind that. Oklahoma State.
And that Tulsa-Oklahoma City rivalry here in USL also taking.
That is a big one. A tough loss for the Roughnecks to the Energy last week, 2-0, falling to their Oklahoma State rivals. And now the Roughnecks are looking to swing this one across the face of goal. Lorendi there gets a hand to it, but unable to clear it. Ball still at the top of the 6-yard box and finally cleared away.
Boy, Lorendi comes off his line to try to punch it away, and risky play there. There are two Tulsa Roughneck players right there on it, but able to get just enough on it, just got his paw on it to push it upfield, or just to bat it away or to distract the Tulsa players. Austin finally able to clear, but Randy, that was a tough one right there.
Black sends it to the far side. The header not on frame.
And he was onside, too. He was onside. I thought maybe initially he might have been off. That was number 7, Bardsley, but he was on and had the time, had the space to be able to push that header in. Lorendi was there, but certainly Bardsley with an opportunity.
I think Bardsley was trying to keep track of the linesman out of the corner of his eye that time. Even he appeared that he thought the flag was going to be raised for offside. Not the case. And, well, as the coach always says, you have to play to the whistle. You can't worry about the linesman or the referee. You just have to play, and hopefully the ball ends up in the back of the net. Now Toure for the Aztecs, a little room to roam. Finds Rocha. Back to Guarasi. Rocha with it, looking to distribute. 9 defenders dropping back in white for the Roughnecks. Guarasi from distance, that shot deflected. And the story of the game for the Aztecs, a shot from distance, and the shots, they've either not reached the frame of Lubin or have been easily saved.
Yeah, I think Tulsa, I mean, they're just very, very content to just sit back. They're staying compact in their own area, allowing Austin to have those outside shots, knowing Lubin's going to be up to make the save. So it's like Tulsa's letting Austin have those outside opportunities.
Guarasi off the deflection. His shot from distance finds the back of the net. What a shot from the Brazilian Guarasi. And the Aztecs take a 1-0 lead in the 57th minute, courtesy of an absolutely brilliant strike.
Well, and I think right there, kid, I think it took a deflection going into the back of the net from Guadassi. He takes the shot from outside, hammers it, but I think there was a deflection there in the area from one of the Tulsa defenders catching Lubin. We'd like to see we'll have a chance to look at that again post-match, but my goodness, that was a bullet there from Guadassi, but I think that might have taken a slight deflection before going into the back of the net.
Deflection or not, the Aztecs now in the lead 1-0 as that man found the back of the net. And now the aforementioned substitution, the first of the match for the Aztecs. And it will be Trevin Caesar from Trinidad and Tobago coming on. I believe it'll be Drew Yates. Indeed it will, the Maryland native coming off. So the super sub now on for the Aztecs as they look to extend their lead.
Yeah, and I mean, Yates, Caesar on for Yates. You're talking about two totally different players. Yates didn't get the touches that he wanted to tonight. I think kind of struggled to get into the game. Caesar has that pace that can really kind of unbalance an opposing team's defense. So Austin going for a second goal already, but boy, that strike from Guadassi, that's a nice break right there.
Caesar second on the Aztecs in points, goals, and shots. Now a free kick coming for Austin. The momentum on the side of the hosted Navy and looking to add to it.
Austin now playing with a lot of confidence. Tails are up, ready to move forward, try to strike and get a second goal.
Temperature just about 70 degrees. Precipitation has subsided. A beautiful night here in Central Texas. The fans on hand and looking for the full 3 points in a victory tonight. As we said, the Aztecs, their next match will be here next Saturday as they host Sacramento Republic before going on the road for 2 matches. The Roughnecks, they will be at One Oak Field for the next 4. And that shot finds Lubin.
Well, that went right through the wall, and I think there was another little slight deflection there. This time Lubin able to dive to his right and make the stop, make the save, and swallow it up before it bounces. It might have been like a slight bounce, but he was able to collect it before Austin could swoop in and try to get a rebounded effort. But again, just these weird deflections.
It was a heady play that time from Mozzie. He saw the wall moving just to the side, thought he could put it under, was able to. The deflection put it on the goal of Lubin.
That can wreak havoc. I mean, even the best goalkeepers can't do anything about a deflection. Next thing you know, you're wrong-footed and the ball's into the back of the net.
It's such a difficult thing as a goalkeeper. Your momentum is going one way, the ball deflects, and you have to get your entire body going the opposite way instantaneously, and it's almost impossible. Now the second substitution of the match coming for the Roughnecks, and, well, the Aztecs not happy to see this man. Stephen Miller, he found the lone goal the last time these two met, the 24th of May here in Austin. It'll be Gibson Bardsley, the leading scorer for the Roughnecks, coming off. As we mentioned, Bardsley didn't start in that loss to the Oklahoma City Energy, and he gets the 60 minutes tonight. But now it will be up to the substitution to see if he can draw the Roughnecks even.
Yeah, you saw Bardsley, looking frustrated, walking off the pitch, ruining some of his missed opportunities that he had earlier in the match. But Miller really chomping at the bit to get out there on the field, trying to make a difference.
Stephen Miller, the former Wilmington Hammerhead. We mentioned that game just about a month ago at House Park. House Park, 10 feet underwater, so the Aztecs having to move here. And there is a picture of House Park just about 3 weeks ago. You can see, well, unless you're playing a water polo, it's pretty difficult to get a game going on that field.
That was an amazing sight for people who live in Austin. You just couldn't quite believe it, really.
Another Memorial Day flood in Austin. There was one in 1981, one in 2015. Thankfully, this one did a lot of property damage, but didn't take as many lives as we anticipated, and we can credit all the rescue services in Austin and the greater Central Texas area for that. Still a 1-0 lead to the Aztecs. Now the pressure on Tulsa. Can they find the equalizer? Still plenty of time, just under 30 minutes remaining.
The important thing for Tulsa now is to remain calm. A lot of time left, just a half hour, really. They can find the equalizer.
Certainly good news for the Aztecs, a team that has scored just 3 goals in their last 4 USL matches. And that was one of our big questions in the pregame. Who would find the back of the net? Who would help out Chris Tierpak? Seems like he's been doing it on his own. Leads this team in goals, points, and shots, does Tierpak. Well, got a pretty good answer there. The Brazilian Guaraci, his shot finding the back of the net, possibly by deflection, but still a 1-0 lead. And Lubin, it's got to be frustrating for him if that ball indeed did take a deflection. He's done everything he can. He's played brilliantly all evening. And the one goal that's found the back of the net, probably nothing he could have done about it.
Yeah, not just Lubin, but this Tulsa defense. They've done a really nice job, really bottled up Tierpak in a lot of respects. We haven't seen very much of Tierpak in the second half. And I was just saying, right before the goal happened, they were content to let Austin have their chances from outside.
Here to the near side at the feet of Ochoa. Ochoa unable to keep it in.
And that's a player that Tulsa really needs to get involved here in the second half is Ochoa. Again, just classic number 9, can hold up play. Really just a very good passer as well. So they need to get the ball more to Ochoa's feet.
Larendi sending his troops forward. I mentioned the stats for Larendi. Played 6 matches, started 5, averages just under 2 goals against the match, and a save percentage at 6.56. Very impressive. Maybe more impressive for the Aztecs. He's their second goalkeeper. Devin Perales out tonight with the red card he picked up last week. But the Aztecs and their head man Paul Dalglish knows that if they're going to lose somebody, they would prefer it to be between the sticks just because of the capable backup, be it Perales or Larendi. Ball swung in, looking to the far side, headed down. Ambrose unable to keep that one between the yellow lines. So you see the football lines here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, and the soccer pitch just about 10 yards wider, the yellow lines. And you and I mentioned it numerous times in the first half. House Park, just about as narrow as that football pitch. The Aztecs with maybe 20 yards of width to play with here. And that's made a huge difference, not only for the Aztecs, but for their visiting opponents.
Oh, absolutely. Just tons more space. I mean, it's like you're playing at the Camp Nou in Barcelona or something like that. There's so much room.
So if this is the Camp Nou, what would you say House Park was? Would that be La Bombonera?
That's probably like a good description right there. A much more narrow pitch, like one of the smaller pitches there. El Madrigal, the Villarreal, something like that.
La Bombonera, the home of the famous Boca Juniors down there in Buenos Aires. One of the more intimate settings for a soccer stadium. Now Toure having dropped back a bit from where we saw him in the first half. Now Caesar, the sub. Oh, the heavy touch from Caesar, and uncharacteristic mistake there.
Yeah, that was his first touch of the game, maybe his second touch, and just kind of, the classic took his eyes off of it, and the ball escaped his feet.
Again, we tip our hats to the Aztecs, their ownership group, Rene Van de Zon, David Markley, exhausting all options when they decided to move up here to the Palace on Parmer, as it is well known, Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. We mentioned, well, very advantageous for the players. Not only do they practice here, they live just about a quarter mile away. The fans, as Aztecs fans always do, making the trip from near and far here to support their beloved boys in blue. And for that, we thank them. Routine second half for Cody Larendi. Aztecs still clinging to the 1-0 lead, and that goal courtesy of Guaraci, the Brazilian, coming back in the 57th minute. No cards issued so far in this one. Our referee is Lezak Stalmach, assisted by Troy Dodge, George Kabov, and our fourth official, Balthazar Perel Hanna. Again, we welcome all of you. Kit McConico, Arch Bell. Now the Aztecs with a 1-0 lead, taking a bit of air out of the ball, content to swing it around, get everyone a touch.
Sure, yeah, able to possess the ball. I mean, it's kind of early to be, quote, killing off the game. They're not going to be doing that quite yet, but staying over the ball, being comfortable, in possession. That's a good thing, especially when you're holding a 1-goal lead.
And Arch, you so correctly mentioned it in the first half. We saw it just moments ago. Chris Tierpak with the ball, and not one but two defenders there. And every time Tierpak has found it, he has had 2 or 3 white shirts there immediately.
Yeah, and there you go, and right there. And same with Touré. And there's some of the physical play that we talked about. Touré going down, and here's the first card of the night right here.
That is going to go to Chad Bond. So the Tulsa Roughneck midfielder picks up the first caution of the game in the 67th minute. Touré down on the pitch. And, well, nervous times for the Aztecs. The man from the Gambia just coming off a very significant knee injury, still trying to get back to full fitness.
And it looks like, I think initially they wanted to have the trainers come on, but now it looks like he's going to be okay. But a free kick opportunity here for the Aztecs, and a chance to build on that 1-goal lead to make it 2.
The Aztecs athletic trainer Demetrius Collins now on the pitch attending to Touré. And the good news is Touré back on his feet as he gets a well-deserved drink of water.
Yeah, it looks like he's okay. I think he's gonna walk it up. Yeah, he's fine. He should be able to continue.
And something I just noticed, Touré, before the knee injury, was playing with a brace on his left knee from the start of the season. He does not have a brace on the knee, and that's got to be really good news for the Aztecs fans. The brace sometimes more mental than anything else, but Touré clearly over that mental hurdle, not having to play with it.
Yeah, we see him right there. There he is on the sideline and just talking to some of his teammates. And I think he's going to try to get back on. I don't see a substitution being made or anything like that.
And the man from Tampa, Brian Feckety, with a pat on the back of Sandy Touré. Mozzie just over the top. Wonderful attempt right there, and it seems that every time Mozzie is just tightening that accuracy notch by notch as he gets closer to the goal of Lubin.
Yeah, that was a nice opportunity, nice chance there from Mozzie. Right footer, just curls it just a little bit off target. Lubin was there though, but it was well struck there from Mozzie.
Two of the better goalkeepers in the USL. We knew it would take a lot to beat either one of them, and so far only 1 goal this evening, coming just about 10 minutes ago from the Brazilian Guaraci.
You saw right there Touré back in the game and running. I didn't notice too much of a hobble or a gimp as he was running, trying to run down that ball right there, so it looks to be okay.
Aztecs head man Paul Douglas has to be pleased with what he's seen this evening. He told me pregame that this match was of paramount importance. His team needed a victory, and more than that, he said, we need a good performance. We need a performance that is going to build our confidence for the upcoming matches.
Yeah, I think that's a good point from Paul Douglas to say, you want to win, but you want it to come in a good performance.
To the top of the box, the shot deflected. The Aztecs defense coming up big at the last moment. The numerous shots deflected from both of these teams. We mentioned the 1 goal. That ball probably deflected that found the back of the net of Lubin.
And I think that was Miller on the shot there for Tulsa, and he's the type of guy that he gets a ball in the area like that, he can convert.
Roughnecks, ball at the top of the box. Beautiful idea, looking for Black, but cleared away by the Aztecs, and now it'll be a corner for Tulsa.
Now you're starting to see Tulsa really starting to threaten you. They're much more positive play, asking questions out there, getting the ball forward for a corner kick here. So Tulsa starting to threaten more. Miller's made a difference, I think, to this team.
Big opportunity here. Chance to equalize. 20 minutes remaining in regulation. Played to the near post, headed on and headed away by Chimbo. Still with it, the shot straight up into the air. Huge opportunity there.
Oh, that was right there, wasn't it? That was right there for Tulsa. And it was number 5, Kyle Ventnor, with the header, sends it on. And if somebody makes the run there at the far post, they might have been able to head it in themselves.
Corner. Played to the far post, headed away by Touré. Everyone getting into the act, defending for Austin. Right now, the Aztecs being compacted into their own defensive third. All the blue jerseys on their side of the pitch, but an opportunity here. Can the Aztecs break in the counter? Caesar, to Tierpak. Tierpak, the return pass not on target for Caesar.
But I think this is where we're seeing the game is now morphing into that situation where you're going to have Tulsa. They're going to be pressing numbers forward, trying to find the equalizer, while giving Austin an opportunity to break on the counter. And their speed guys like Tierpak and Caesar, they're going to have chances. It's just a question of, are they able to convert? Are they able to use the counter? Are they able to convert their counters into a goal?
Jimbo up the line looking for Caesar, well read and picked off. Now down the line. Out of his box yet again to head it away was Lorendi. We saw something similar in the first half. Lorendi, like his counterpart, has been up to the task all evening. But as you mentioned, now less than 20 minutes remaining in regulation. This match is going to start to open up. Tulsa looking for the equalizer.
Yeah. They're going to be opening up some spaces in their own defense, some pockets in their own defense. Those are going to be there for Austin to exploit if they have the ball. Meanwhile, Tulsa, they're going to be backing Austin into their own half. Austin will probably allow Tulsa to have more of the ball and be happy to defend, to maintain their lines.
Guadasi sends it up the pitch, looking for Toure, a foot race now. And out of the box was Lubin to knock it away.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play from Lubin, and Toure very, very fast and nearly caught up to it.
The gamble for Lubin pays off. Tierpak. You see the Aztecs forwards getting further and further back the pitch defensively. Caesar goes down in a heap as the man from Trinidad and Tobago slow to his feet.
Little carpet burn there for Caesar. That's got to hurt.
And a yellow card issued. We'll have to see who picked up the caution for the Roughnecks. It'll be their second of the match. Chad Bond picked up the first in the 66th. And that'll be on number 17. So Ben Brewster. We will have to get the confirmation, but I believe it will be the left back. Brewster picking up the caution. Second of the match. Just about 15 minutes to play. Things are really starting to open up. Pace of play really picking up. Guadasi surveys. Now over to Rocha. Guadasi. Brazilians dropped about 20 pounds since coming up here to the States. Looks like a different player. The Aztecs so happy to have his services as well as those of his countryman, Fernando Timbo.
Yeah, compared to Guadasi, how he looked at the ATX Pro Challenge back in February, the preseason event that we had here in Austin with the three MLS teams, DC United, Columbus, and Dallas. Yeah, very much his fitness has caught up.
When you mentioned the ATX Pro Challenge, we cannot mention the ATX Pro Challenge without mentioning the Armadillo Trophy, that the brainchild of the Aztecs Director of Communications, Jeff Burns. You actually wrote an article on ESPN FC about that trophy. That a lot of people saying the coolest trophy in professional sports, certainly the most unique.
Definitely one of the most unique trophies in sports, if not the most unique trophy in American sports. I'd put it up there with some of the best.
And a change now, the third of the match. Excuse me, the second of the match for Tulsa, and that'll be Julian Portugal, the midfielder, coming on, former member of the Las Vegas Mobsters of the PDL. Perfect name for a team from Las Vegas.
And here comes Cordero as well for Tulsa. So Tulsa now.
So Tulsa and their head coach,
big guns coming on,
David Irving, saying we're going to put all of the guys on the pitch as Cordero comes on, looking for the point. Maybe even the three on the road, headed away. Cordero and Portugal come to join the action for Tulsa. On the far side. That shot deflected, and it'll be another corner for the Roughnecks.
Yeah, but you see right now Tulsa is getting forward. They've got a lot of chances. They've got some weapons in there. Cordero, such a smart, crafty player. Guys who know how to exploit spaces if they get the chance. Get the ball on target. And Tulsa rolling the dice here, trying to find that equalizing goal. And Austin's defense is really going to have to work hard to withstand it.
Now a change coming for the Aztecs. It'll be the former Atlanta Silverback, Ryan Rochandell, coming on. He is set to check in. Rochandell coming on for the Aztecs. Coming off, I believe that is going to be Tony Rocha, former University of Tulsa Golden Hurricane. To the far post it goes. Rochandell, the native of Georgia, the big defender, as we mentioned, former Atlanta Silverback member. Gives a bit of strength to that back line, and now two more changes coming for Paul Dalglish and the Aztecs. You see Brian Feckety of Tampa, Florida on the right, and the man from Naperville, Illinois, Brendan King on the left. Naperville, they produced a few decent U.S. soccer players. Say that tongue-in-cheek, obviously. Naperville, Illinois, home to some very impressive soccer players right outside of Chicago. So Mozzie coming off, King coming on.
Yeah, with the changes Tulsa is making, then you see Austin countering with their own changes. Feckety, very smart player, crafty player.
So Feckety, a defensive change coming on as Tierpak and Mozzie come off. King, a do-it-all midfielder. He can really play up front. He can play in the back. So the Aztecs not tipping their hand, but possibly a bit more defensive with the two changes after we saw the big guns come in. Cordero as well.
Feckety, a player also able to get forward and attack when he needs to. Just he's got a great motor to him. Can push up from the fullback position.
There's the other recent change, Julian Portugal. Now time becoming of the essence for the Roughnecks. Aztecs looking for the first home victory in 3 matches between these two. It has been the visitor picking up the full points in both matches, and that one off the back of the head. No trouble for Larendi.
That wasn't a bad look from Tulsa. A header off target, but that's the type of look that we'll want to have here in the waning moments of this second half.
Both these teams having trouble establishing a rhythm in the second half. We saw some rhythm in the first, especially toward the end of the half, but here in the second, it's been start and stop, very choppy. We'll see if the substitutions change that. Headed up looking for Caesar. Caesar does battle, goes down, no call.
that was just some good old-fashioned tugging on both sides. You know, jerseys being pulled, and I don't know if anything got torn in there, but certainly some jerseys pulled, some physical play between Caesar and the Tulsa defender.
Caesar's hands raised to the sky, appealing for something from the head referee, Lesak Stalmach, but to no avail.
I think it's a good no call from the referee, just letting him play.
And it's been a very well officiated game, we must say. Stalmach and his crew have done a great job. That ball played to the far side. The top, Larendi there gets enough to it. The flag was up.
Yeah, initially, you know, we didn't see the flag there on the screen, and Larendi, as you mentioned before, you know, coming out, not playing the whistle. You saw the Austin defenders with their arms raised, looking for that flag, and it's kind of a late flag, but you saw it was awfully close.
Yeah, the former Los Dos goalkeeper Cody Larendi with a clean sheet here in the 80th, and hoping he can get through the next 10 minutes and some change to keep that clean sheet. Both teams have had opportunities. The Aztecs, just the one goal. That is the difference. Kid McConico, Arch Bell with you. Again, a warm welcome, I should say, to all the fans watching up at Lefties on Greenwood in Tulsa. Welcome to all of you, wherever you may be watching. A happy Father's Day weekend. A bit of pushing and shoving across the front it goes. And the shot over the crossbar. Black unable to redirect that one on frame, and the former Aztec knows he should have done better.
Wow, I tell you what, that was a great opportunity. Such great work there from Tulsa down on the right wing. I think that was Miller who helped create that down there in the corner, getting past 2 Aztecs defenders. And we saw Miller, he was really wanting to come on when he did come on there at the hour mark, and created that chance, and frankly should have done better.
Miller, the goal scorer, had the lone goal in the Roughnecks 1-0 victory the last time these two teams met back on the 24th of May. That assist coming from Lucas Portoneros, and goal scored in the 25th.
I think Miller's talking to the referee right now saying he was fouled, and it looks like there was a little bit of tugging from the Austin defense, but he's appealing to the referee saying that had a free kick before he sent that ball across.
See the rain starting to come down here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex in Austin, Texas. We have been very lucky. We had 2 lightning delays, the reason for the delay in our start time. But we have not had any precipitation during the run of play itself until now. Just under 10 minutes remaining. The Aztecs making another change on the back side. It'll be Max Gunderson, the right back, coming off. I believe that is going to be Travis Golden taking his spot. Golden native Austinite, graduate of Bowie High School. The Aztecs with a good mix of local players and some international talent as well. Well read and taken away. The Roughnecks trying to get Whitekids forward. Near to the near side, beautiful ball into space, finds Miller. And Miller's pass not finding the intended target of Black. The build-up has been there. It bears repeating. We said it earlier. The final pass lacking from both of these teams.
That's right. I think that both teams have just not been able to convert in the final third. They've come close on certain chances, and the lone goal, the Odyssey shot that looks like it was deflected in from distance.
Ball played to the top of the box, headed away by the captain Roseboom. Still with the Roughnecks. Over the top. Flag stays down, shot. And a huge opportunity, beautiful. Settling the ball off the chest, but the shot not on frame.
And again, it's Miller creating the opportunity. Miller floating that ball in. And I think that was for Tulsa.
I believe that was a Ryan Price there, the defender coming up.
Yeah, Price doing a really nice job and just missing the target there. But again, Miller serving as the playmaker for this team in the last couple minutes.
Tension building here. Less than 7 minutes remaining in regulation. Do not anticipate many minutes of stoppage time. The Aztecs looking for the full 3 points. We talked about their offensive woes. A team that has scored just 3 goals in their past 4 USL matches. They've dropped 4 of their last 5 league games. And hoping to turn things around today. With a 2-game home stand here at their new home, the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. For the visitors, it is 4 straight back at One Oak. The next 5 games against teams currently ranked in the top 7 in the Western Conference. Standing and pointing to the spot, it is Black goes down. And it indeed will be a penalty for the Roughnecks and an opportunity to tie things in the 85th.
Yeah, just clipped from behind, and for Austin, that's just bad fortune right there, bad luck. But I think the call is correct. There was just a simple clip from behind. I don't think it was completely necessary. But again, it was a good ball played in by Tulsa to create the opportunity, get the penalty call, and now Ochoa at the spot.
Ochoa looking to equalize from the spot. The run up to the far side. It goes low and hard to the near side, I should say. Perfectly taken penalty. And it is a 1-1 game. 5 minutes remaining in regulation to Eberle's Army. The official supporters group of the Aztecs knows that they may have just lost out on 3 points with that converted penalty there from Ochoa.
Yeah, and that's so frustrating for Austin, and it's a problem that he's been played with all season long, that they've given up points at the end. There have been a couple of chances, a couple of matches where they've actually won points at the end of the match. But that's a heartbreaker right there. But again, that was Tulsa. They were getting forward. They were creating their chances, and just a little clip from behind there in the area on Black, and the call was right. And Ochoa, a guy like Ochoa, so experienced, he's going to be able to convert the PK, and he did with a plumb.
Yeah, perfectly placed, low and hard to the near corner. Lorendi guessed right, but unable to get a fingertip to it. Now the question is, do the Aztecs have enough time and enough fight to regain the lead here? Just over 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Torre goes down in a heap, a collision there.
Torre again, or no, yeah,
Caesar, excuse me. So Caesar having a few words there with Dvorin. Now Caesar back on his feet. My apologies there. You see Torre on the right, Caesar on the left. Both roommates and both former San Antonio Scorpions. Won the NASL title last year. Members of the Scorpions just about an hour south of their current home in Austin. On sends this one to the top of the box. Headed away by King. Now the Aztecs back on their heels defensively. Tulsa senses momentum on their side, and now the Roughnecks sensing they may have a chance to get the full 3 points here on the road.
Absolutely. Tulsa playing with tons of confidence. I mean, they're not content just to sit back and earn a point on a penalty. They're going for the win. They're going for all 3 points right here, and they have a chance.
Both of these teams losing their previous U.S. Open Cup matches, so all the focus on USL play. The Aztecs manager, Paul Dalglish, barking out instructions. It's been a frustrating night for him and his staff. Played in from Black, looking for a head. Played into the back of the net. Off the arm it goes. The goal will not count, and the Aztecs dodge a bullet. Score remains 1-1.
Oh, boy, yeah, Aztecs dodge a bullet there. But certainly the numbers were in the box for Tulsa. They had the chance. And the Aztecs get the benefit of the call.
Luck on the side of the host. We saw it on the side of Lubin and the Roughnecks in the first half when the ball came off his post and was neatly redirected into his gloves. Now the Aztecs with a bit of luck and still a tie ball game.
Yeah, Austin, they're giving the ball away far too easily. Got to possess the ball better.
Here to the near side. At the boots of Miller. Swung in, deflected. Still with the Roughnecks. Miller at the top of the box. Guadassi there to take it away. Goes big. The searching Route 1 ball. Now King with a bit of space. Golden to King. Back to Golden. He surveys. Looks to send this one to the far side. Headed away. Well read.
There's just no one there in the area for Austin. Toure and Caesar, just kind of, they were well marked by the Tulsa defense, not making the run. Not as much movement as you would like from your attackers up front.
Advantage played. Cordero's ball not finding the target, but he was fouled before the pass. Bond set to restart things for the Roughnecks in the final minute of regulation. Anticipate a minimum of stoppage time. Lorendi sends that one high and deep into the night sky. A great touch on the far side. The Roughnecks still with it. All to play for. Roughnecks sensing that they may be able to find a goal yet. Take the full 3 points back home across the Red River. O'Shandell. Golden heads it on with King. Former Notre Dame Fighting Irish King.
King with no help down there. He's down there on the right side. There are two Tulsa players right there defending him, and nobody serving as an outlet for help, or nobody making a run at the near post. Nothing like that. So King not able to do as much as he would like.
Now receiving word that it will be no less than 5 minutes of stoppage time. So a bit of a surprise from you and I.
Plenty of time. There. Plenty of time. Plenty of time on either side for a winner.
5 full minutes. Had a few injuries and a few cards. Did not anticipate that. Both these teams, they will be happy to play into Fergie time here. Reference to the great Sir Alex Ferguson, the former manager of Manchester United. The squad always coming up with an inordinate amount of stoppage time at the end of matches, especially when needed most. Played in, the header just off the mark. But the Roughnecks continuing to look the more dangerous squad here in the final minutes, and now into stoppage time. 5 minutes, 4 remaining.
Well, 2 looks right there. First, Ochoa, just the ball just going over his head. He was slapping the turf in frustration at not being able to get his head on it. And then at the far post, Miller just not able to meet the ball after it sailed over Ochoa's head. But there were 2 Tulsa Roughnecks right there, Ochoa and Miller, just unable to get onto the ball.
These 2 teams sitting 8th and 9th in the Western Conference standings, respectively. The Aztecs just a place above the Roughnecks. The Roughnecks and their head coach, David Irving, knew that if they could pick up a point today on the road, the next 4 games would be at home at One Oak. And the friendly confines.
It's the ball.
A searching ball there.
And that was a little bit too heavy right there. You see the idea of the inside run, but it's a little bit too heavy.
3 minutes remaining in the 5 of stoppage time. Tulsa fully in control here. Headed on, looking for Ochoa. The flag was up for offside. Quick restart from Lorendi. Beckety goes for an evening jaunt. Beckety still with it, now to Ambrose. Ambrose, the speediest of the Aztecs, finds the other speedster, Caesar. Caesar turning, the shot from distance, no trouble there, and the Aztecs and Caesar got to do better in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just a little bit too ambitious. He had Guadassi back in the middle of the pitch. You saw Guadassi kind of gave him a look after Caesar shot that, saying, hey, I'm right here. I'm right in the middle of the pitch. You had back to Guadassi, and then you maybe had a couple options on either the left or the right, but the long-range effort from Caesar, perhaps not the best option there.
Less than 2 minutes remaining in the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Still a 1-1 game. Neither team willing to concede at this moment, both looking for the victory. Quick throw and taken on the far side. King with it. Sends that one to the top of the box, looking for Caesar. Caesar goes down, no call. Lubin punches that one away. Caesar at the top of the box. Caesar unable to control, played in. Looking to the far side, Toure. And the Lubin, ball still bouncing at the top. Guadassi shot deflected.
I thought that was an absolutely bizarre sequence of events. It all started with a turnover there from Tulsa, and it led to an Austin break. And my goodness, the ball just pinballing around there in the area. Well, now we see Beckety down there on the ground, just kind of trying to fight off a shin injury. But my goodness, Guadassi had a shot on goal, everything blocked. Lubin
coming out of his goal mouth twice, unable to come up with it cleanly either time, and lucky that he wasn't punished. Still a 1-1 game and just over 30 seconds remaining in stoppage time. Ambrose sends it to the far post, punched away yet again. Aztecs have not given up yet. Short throw. King tight ropes to the goal line. Flag up. King unable to keep it from going over, and it'll be a goal kick for Lubin.
Yeah, that's a close one right there, but ball just trickling over the end line. Probably the last opportunity of the game. But again, that sequence from about a minute ago, Austin with 3 or 4 looks at goal. Caesar had it right there. Might have looked like it bounced off his shoulders. Continued to play. Just the ball was just bouncing around there. Maybe the benefit of the turf for Tulsa. The ball just bouncing around, and Austin unable to control it to get off a good shot. Guadassi with the best chance, but it was blocked.
Rubin sends it back into play. Both teams waiting for the whistle. Tulsa here to the near side. Cordero pulled from behind. Referee says play on. Play continuing. over the top. Flag stays down that time. Brewster was the man coming up. And down on the pitch is Fernando Chimbo. Chimbo looking to walk off his knock.
Maybe there's some sore muscles, some hurt players tomorrow morning when they wake up. Some sore players.
Randy sends that one into Roughnecks territory. Moving there to make it his. Now 90 seconds after the 5 minutes of stoppage time, and that will indeed do it. The final 1-1 between the Aztecs and the Roughnecks. You've got to say, a well-deserved scoreline in this one for both squads.
Yeah, I think the result is just. Both teams getting a goal in the second half. They each earned a point. So Austin, maybe just slightly the better team there through the first hour. Getting the Guadalupe goal, perhaps with a little bit of a benefit of a deflection, but Tulsa very positive in the last half hour, and they were rewarded for their efforts getting the penalty, and Ochoa calmly converting the spot kick. And I think a point, both teams will look at the result and say it's fair. They'll take their point and move on to the next group.
The Aztecs opened up the scoring. Ochoa able to equalize from the penalty spot, and that is the final 1-1 between the Roughnecks and the Aztecs. The Aztecs, well, they will be back here next week taking on the Sacramento Republic Roughnecks. 4 straight games back there at One Oak Field. For our entire production crew, for Arch Bell, my name is Kit McConico. We thank you so much for joining us. 1-1 the final in USL play between Austin and Tulsa. Hope you have a wonderful weekend and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.